When most people think of a boxing training camp, they probably picture running, jumping rope, or hitting the heavy bag. And this is for good reason. Outside of actual boxing ability, cardio is probably the most important part of being a boxer. If your gas tank runs out mid-fight, you're in serious danger, so you need to be able to plan out a program which allows you to do as much cardio work as possible. No great fighters ever skipped cardio, so there's no reason we should as well. A staple of any boxer's training program is of course road work. It's standard to see any boxer get up early in the morning and get their road work done. It's part of the old school boxing training that will never go away. Anywhere from 5 to 10k or 3 to 6 miles will do. And during the run I like to factor in some backwards running and some sideways running to work on the footwork like greats like Muhammad Ali would do. This helps to strengthen all the different areas of your legs, as well as improving your rhythm. The closer you are to your fight, the more you should be running. However, if you're not in camp, you might want to consider running slightly less in order to decrease the load on your joints. As you can see, a couple of times throughout the run I'll factor in a couple of sprints to work on explosiveness while I'm tired. At the end of the run I also like to stop off for a little shadow box, just to get in that boxing mindset and to visualise an opponent. And you're also getting used to boxing while you're tired. Another cardio session I do is hill sprints. I really like sprinting up a hill because there's less load on your joints, but it's also really difficult. I like to do 5 sets of 2 sprints in order to rapidly increase and decrease your heart rate. Sprints are great because you're working on speed and power on top of cardio. And it's important to add that I never do cardio with headphones on, as I think cardio is a good mental battle in order to improve your mindset. Another staple of boxing conditioning is of course jumping rope. Again, this has less impact on your joints than running. You're directly improving coordination and footwork. And it's also great for fighters that need to cut a lot of weight. I like jumping rope because it's easy to do as part of a circuit, maybe with some shadow boxing, footwork drills, and some body weight exercises. In terms of other alternatives to running, I also like plyometrics to work on explosiveness, as well as cycling to help build strength in your legs. But it's important to remember that the most important part of boxing training will always be in the actual boxing gym. Whether this is hitting the heavy bag as part of a boxing circuit, where you can gradually increase the number of rounds or the time of the rounds while decreasing the rest periods in order to make it harder. Or of course sparring. I believe this is the most important element of boxing training as it gets you used to actually having someone in front of you. Through sparring you learn to stay calm and loose in order to save energy. You can also learn to pace yourself and vary power in order to further save energy. You can do as much running as you like, but if you haven't learnt to use the basics when you're tired and focus on your breathing, you may still gas out. So always prioritise boxing itself as part of your training. As a quick side note, it's also important to know that if you are lifting weights, you have to do it the right way. You want to do exercises that are mainly for speed and power, with only a few exercises that focus on overall strength. This prevents you from developing too much excess muscle, which can be draining as it requires a lot of oxygen. If you want more information on specific exercises, you can check out previous videos on my channel. In terms of an exact program, if you've got a fight coming up, I'd recommend doing some form of cardio every morning, with mainly running. Then when you haven't got a fight coming up, you may want to limit longer runs to maybe once a week, and then factor in some plyometrics, maybe a bike session, as well as some sprinting. Of course, this all acts as a supplement to your actual boxing training, which is always a priority. I hope you learned something from this video and can factor it into your own training.